So Tom, you said the genesis of all of this greatness came when you really decided to start asking kids what they wanted to see in their school. Tell us about that. What was the process?
We consider your student is your user. It's your customer. And so you think from a business model, you're designing your whole model around what do they need, want, what will they tell you. And so part of our design process that we even teach kids is you have to get empathy and you have to interview your customer, your client, who you're designing for.
And I have to say, in some ways, this is a radical notion because a lot of people think their customer is the state.
Right.
And the state measures us, and we prepare kids for the state.
And it's true. I mean, they measure. They're going to rank us. They're going to color code us. They're going to tell us, how we performed.
But tell us what it looked like when you said the kids are our customers. We have to get their input.
So Dr. Berry and I went to each classroom in the building at that time, K-12. Okay, so and I'm going back 11 years ago. I've been here 12 years. This was probably 11 or 12 years ago that some of these things kind of started. And we took a really rudimentary clip art schoolhouse, with the flagpole, and just you would look at it and say, okay, that's a school. And you just kind of went into each class and asked the teacher to leave. And it was, we're looking at a redesign of school. We're looking at, our motto is that School on Fire is the framework of innovation for reinventing education. So we set really small goals, but the prompt for kids was really think through what would the perfect school have, or what does our school already have that you really like, that if we were going to change things, you would say, please do not change this. We love this part of our school. And we had those kids, write into the schoolhouse the things that they really loved, or their dreams of a perfect school would have this. Maybe we don't have it, but I think, this would be it. And then on the outside of that building, we said anything either that schools do or our school does in general that you really don't like, or this is something that you need to look at, address, or change. The only really rule to the whole thing was we didn't want you to name a specific person. So we didn't want you to say Miss Jones is really mean.
Right.
But you could say, I don't like the way teachers talk to us. That would be an appropriate statement, but not Miss Jones is mean. We didn't want that.
Right.
And so we literally, just put all of the sheets on the table and started reading through them and kind of charting and graphing what are the things that bubble to the top that kids are saying that they want, need, or design. And that's really where the kind of the framework for a true student voice. Student voice is asking kids what they want. We did that for a period of years. And I will tell you, one shift came in, the hardest year for that was year 2 and 3, because, sorry, I get the bell. It's that, I guess the word we wanted to switch from student entitlement to empowerment. And what I mean by that is the initial phases of that was the leaders and the administrators and the teachers were the fixers. So it was this concept of the kids would tell you, here's what we don't like.
And then we got to fix it.
And then it was this list.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, your 1.5, 2 of that is you are worn out as a leader and administrator because you are doing nothing but running around trying to fix everyone's problems. And that is a daunting, and I would argue, impossible task. You can't fix everyone's problems.
Right.
And so, we had these iterations of student voice teams, and I remember the principal at the time being just overwhelmed with I go in there and these student voice members are just unloading on me of here's all of the things that you as the principal need to fix for us. And that's when it hit us of it can't be student entitlement. This needs to be done for me. Go do that. And so now kind of our go-to phrase is, okay, I hear you and I'm listening to you. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to empower you as the person who's bothered by whatever this issue is to make changes.
So you can't just say, what are you going to do about it? But you could say, what are you going to do about it?
And
I'm going to support you.
I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
But it's not the kid coming to the parent and saying, I don't like this.
Right.
Okay. What are
you going to propose?
What solutions could you propose to the table? And so great examples. We had a group of girls years ago who were really just miffed about the dress code and being dress coded, and I don't like this, that, or the other. And it's not come to us, complain about that, and now we're going to change the dress code for you. It's well, let us show you how school policy is made.
Right.
Let us guide you in the process. If you would like to draft a proposal for a site-based council or a school board to take your complaint and issue but bring a solution to the table, that's kind of how you're doing it. And then that in turn is kind of teaching kids all of the skills they need to be citizens in a world, right? That you have to see a problem, be bothered by it enough to do something about it, and then do the legwork to like make change in your world.
Right. And I think this is really powerful because I think a lot of kids have a sense of learned helplessness in school.
And we do it to them.
Yeah.
Like there are places that maybe don't listen to kids, period, which is an issue in itself. And then there's this thing of like, we're really well intended. That's how we started out. We want to hear what your issues are and we want to fix them for you.
Yeah.
But it has some side effects that maybe you don't think about.
Yeah,
So
I sometimes worry the kids think like you're surveying us, you're asking us for our opinion, and then nothing happens.
And I tell people that is the worst thing. You're better off to not survey or not. If you're not going to truly do something about it, either through empowering them or trying to fix it, if you go and do a survey to people like, how can we make this better? And then you make no changes, you have reinforced a message. Like you were better
You
off
just
not
taught
to
kids your
yeah.
voice doesn't matter.
Yeah, your voice doesn't matter. We're listening to you, but it's like this cursory, like it's for show.
Right.
And so I always tell people like you're better off not to do any kind of student voice survey or conversations if you're not really going to dig in and invest either to empower them to change it
Yeah.
or to do something about it yourself.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom.